Of course, they'll be attracted by the proximity to Epic Universe, the free transportation that you get to all of our theme parks and Universal City Walk. They'll be attracted by the price point. It's a great value for our guests.
This is a story about perception versus reality. And somewhere in the middle, hopefully, a little bit of truth. So I have a question to ask you all. Just what does a hotel mean to you? See, that is a easy answer. For most people, it is a place to rest, it is a place to recharge their devices or themselves, and then head back to the park. Some people, it's part of the experience. Some people, it's part of a staycation.
Got pizza, Adrian Lodge, got Gilman finally. Good dude. Or we had HHN Orlando. We are out of here.
And that is a conundrum when I talk about reviewing Universal's and Lowe's new hotel that they just opened, Stella Nova, a space theme hotel that is right across the street from Epic.
You might be wondering why I'm crying in my car at 8 a.m. and it's because I stopped at a red light in front of Epic Universe. My face once I noticed that the view was of Epic Universe.
Hopefully you walk away after this review with some answers, some thoughts of just who is this hotel for? In the grand scheme of what Universal is offering for the 2025 season, well, we have a brand new theme park. Epic Universe will be opening in just a few short months. But before that, we have two brand new resorts that are opening. First up was Stella Nova. And as we begun our journey to head to the park, I would be lying if I didn't say I felt a strange, weird disconnect from Universal. And let me explain that. Now, normally I've stayed at Dockside, Surfside, Cabana Bay, Aventura. Those are usually my go-to hotels, and I've stayed at Sapphire as well. You feel like you are in this Universal bubble. Everything is kind of close by. You have City Walk, the two parks, Volcano Bay. It is not too far away from the Universal as we know it, but it still feels rather weird. So just a fair warning about this review. I feel it is irresponsible with me as a content creator talking about this hotel and reviewing it in full status. I've given it a 10 out of 10 review. This hotel had never pre-tested. It never had mock service or team members stay there and things are adjusted or fixed by the time we come into the hotel as paying guests. It was brand new, open just for the first time, pretty much besides the media preview for us to experience the hotel. So there was a lot of things that obviously needed to be worked on. So I don't feel it is necessary to give it a full review. I can tell you some pre-thoughts, some things I liked, some things I didn't like. Epic Universe hasn't opened as of yet, which I think will not only drastically change this hotel in many ways, but the entire landscape of Universal as we know it. Now, when it comes to a hotel, there's not much to it. A parking lot, a lobby, a place to eat, clean and comfortable room. But when adding the words themed, well, things change just a bit. You need to feel like you are transported to wherever that is whenever you step inside. Such as like with Sapphire Falls, I think of the theme being sort of a Caribbean escape. And I feel that as soon as I walk into the lobby, the music hits me, that smell, the beach balls. Like I feel like I'm gonna look out the window and just see the ocean. That's what I feel when I walk into the lobby. And as well as Disney does this magic over and over again. Yes, believe it or not, I actually do like Disney. And on our recent California trip, I got a chance to check out their brand new hotel, or at least new to me. I think it was kind of new at the time, the Pixar Palace Hotel. And on the outside, it looks like nothing. But once you stepped inside of this place, you are engrossed into the world of Disney. From the littlest details to live entertainment, to the music, to just the littlest things you don't even notice. There's little artwork pieces, Mickey symbols everywhere. It just engrosses you into this world of Pixar and Disney. And that is something I feel like the hotels on Universal property just don't do. You feel like if it is a theme, sort of like Cabana Bay, you are engrossed into that theme of the retrofitting, beach resort. If you are walking into Sapphire Falls, it feels very themed to a Caribbean type of setting. You feel it. Now this is quite the opposite when it comes to Stella Nova. From the perception of day one of the resort, dare I say the energy was out of this world, on another planet even. It was just magnificent. It was full. It was characters running around. You had upper management was everywhere. You had Men in Black. You had characters, trolls, the space characters. It all kind of made you feel like the theme of the hotel was alive. It was very energized. It was something that you're not used to seeing to these resorts. Usually you walk in and it's very quiet, some music playing. That's pretty much it. The energy was gone, and what was left was an empty shell of a somewhat cloned Aventura hotel. Now this hotel is featuring a space theme to it. Yes, some of it is spacey. I think obviously the room is the highlight of the entire trip. I think the room is excellent. I like the room, except for the lighting thing they tried to do with the automatic lights. It is a big issue, especially if you come from somewhere over, seas that you've never had this before, you never dealt with this. It's going to feel a little weird to have these automatic lights turn on and off and stuff. It can be cool in the restroom, but not in the main bedroom, because that would be annoying to kind of be trying to sleep and then the lights cut on every time you move. That part can be kind of annoying, but other than that, I think the space theme is great. I think it's featured throughout the carpet, through the lighting package, the third floor, some of the NASA printed stuff that they have on the walls is excellent. I think where it kind of dips a little bit is the space theming as far as the music portion in this hotel is very strange. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is awful sometimes. Sometimes they play music that is weird. Like for instance, I'm sitting there eating breakfast, and for some reason, Akon's Smack That came on, and also Missy Elliott Get Your Freak On. So that was just a weird thing to try to hear when you're eating breakfast, especially if you're a family with your kids. Why are we listening to Akon Smack That? Like that, that's just weird to me. Like, why is there no space theme to there as far as the music? The pool itself, they boast about the pool. I think it's no difference from a Holiday Inn pool. I think it's about the same. Like, I don't see any difference in this pool and anything else as far as other hotels that I've been at. But there is a serious conversation that I think a lot of people are neglecting, and we'll return back to that a little later on in the video.
Does anybody touch the stainless steel tiles? She's so close to touching the tiles. I just want someone to touch the stainless steel panels, please. Just right behind you. It's right there.
If there ever was a true example of why this hotel was not ready for paying guests, well, buckle up, I have a lot to say. Now, for all your food options, there are 3 separate places that you can enjoy food. There's the Cosmic Cafe and Market. Notice that they are calling it kind of together, even though they are separate sort of places. And then you have the Galaxy Bar and the Galaxy Grill outside, but depending on the weather, that can close without notice. And then you have the Nova Bar inside. Sadly, I didn't partake in any drinks, but it seemed like most people enjoyed the drinks. And I will leave a link down in the description box to a full review of the drinks if you want to check that out. And here is a few bonus tips that I picked up. If you want to get certain things that are on the menu, at least right now, be the first in line when they open, especially for breakfast. Now, when I saw this at Stella Nova, I tried to do this, but it did not work at the time. I think they updated it. It's now live. So on the website, or if you are in the cafe area, you can scan a QR code that's on the TV screen and it will take you to their online ordering. So you scroll all the way down, it'll say cafe pickup order or market pickup order. You do cafe pickup order. Now keep in mind, there are some limitations about this, and I'll explain in a second why it kind of sucks. So you can pick the time that you want to pick up your order, which is cool. And this is a neat way that you can look at the menu and kind of see ahead of time of all the prices and, you know, price things out and stuff. You can write a comment in case you want to like comment about the food, or like how you may have want tomatoes on the side or for something, or whatever it may be. You add it to the order and it will give you 2 options, a credit card, or you can book it to the room. The part that kind of sucks here is that as a pass holder, I get discounts at the resort on food, but there's no way to book a discount here because this is all ran by Lowe's. This is not ran by Universal through their app, which would, you know, make sense, because then that way you can already have your pass holder discount in there. But they don't allow it for some reason. They don't have the hotel stuff. It's all done through Lowe's, and there's no way to put in your pass holder discount. So kind of sucks there. You still have to just go in person and order if you want the discount, but still, I thought it was cool that they at least added the online ordering. And even though both locations serve coffee, there is no Starbucks in this hotel. Weird.
So to note, this water, I said to note this water, this coffee tastes like water. This came from the actual cafe. Now, if you want actual Starbucks here, there is no Starbucks, but they do serve it over in the place to the left over here. They actually serve it there, and you'll notice some people have Starbucks cups, but don't get the coffee from the cafe, because it's just going to be some watered down coffeeness. Again, so if you want Starbucks coffee options, you're gonna have to head to the market, not the cafe, which is the normal place you order food, because they only serve really all the coffee options at the market.
More options. That's where you get your iced coffee and all your different cafe lattes and stuff. They proudly serve Starbucks as well. It's a little better than the market side coffee, but not by much. Now, other than that, I ended up having a regular coffee and a vegan muffin at the cafe. I thought the muffin was good. It was your standard vegan muffin. It wasn't anything that was extraordinary, but it was a decent size muffin. So most meals I ended up paying somewhere between $15 and $20 for these meals. And keep in mind, if you are a family of 4, that cost will add up, especially on top of, just paying for the hotel and your tickets and all that good stuff. So it can add up. Now, there is no other options nearby. You can walk over to the other hotel once it's open and try to eat there. You can maybe DoorDash some stuff, but there's not too much, like I said, that's right next door that you can just walk to. Now, of most of the food items I tried, a lot of misses and some surprising hits. Now, we will start with the misses first. I think that breakfast burrito I had was awful. And when I say awful, it didn't taste awful. It was just awful, like it was just a bland breakfast burrito that you can tell was pre-wrapped, just ready to throw in the oven. It felt no difference than me going to the cafe and just picking out a hot breakfast item there. It felt like it was the same thing. I also asked for fruit as a side. They gave me potatoes. And that I tried the Stella burger, which in my opinion was not really stellar. To note, once again, I asked for sweet potato fries and I was given regular fries. So yeah, no, none of the staff talked to me. None of them asked me for a substitution or anything. Yeah, the cheesy mac and cheese, that was a huge portion. And I was very confused, and a lot of other people were confused of what they were ordering. Were you getting a side portion or were you getting the kids' meal? It was good nonetheless. So I give them props on that. It was good. And I also ordered something a little different. I went with the brick chicken, I think is what it's called, which surprisingly, I've never had funnels, and I'm not a big fan of Brussels sprouts, but I actually enjoyed these. They were crispy, they were good, the chicken was good, it had this mashed potatoes underneath. Very solid dish to write home about. I think, like, if you're just looking for a home cooked meal, that's a solid portion meal. I was completely full. I think that is where the price point matches the food. Now, the highlight of the entire thing, and this was talked about, and I didn't even know this really existed because Sam mentioned it. And if you all know Sam, say hello to Sam down in the comment section, and I'll leave a link to her Instagram. She always posting things around the park, especially a lot of Death Eaters. So if you're into that stuff, definitely check out her profile. Now, she mentioned this croissant, this breakfast croissant or this stuffed croissant. And I had no clue what she was talking about. So I was like, what is this stuffed croissant? Because she said she's very eager to try the stuffed croissant. That is the highlight here. And I think it's only served during breakfast. So when I woke up in the morning, I headed down, ordered the stuffed croissant.
But this is really, really good. Surprisingly, it works very well with the cream cheese. The croissant is nice. The compote berries, it's delicious. This, I highly recommend. The burrito, that's a no-go.
Feels like once you leave from the park, you're tired. You don't have a city walk at Epic. So there's nothing to eat outside of the gates. As far as we know right now, there's no restaurants. Everything is inside of the park. So if you leave without eating, you're kind of forced to have to eat here. And that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. It just depends on how you see your money stretching. And I think the prices are a little bit high for the food, in my opinion, but yeah, that will have to be left up to the individual who visits.
Of course, they'll be attracted by the proximity to Epic Universe, the free transportation that you get to all of our theme parks and Universal City Walk. They'll be attracted by the price point. It's a great value for our guests.
Yeah, this is a conversation that I feel a lot of creators don't have with the realism of what's going on in the world. Sure, it's great to talk about what's new and what is exciting and what's coming, but it is also a perception. It is also, look over here while I raise prices over here. Or maybe you are, from overseas watching. Hello. Here in America, things are quite interesting with the government and with our economy. And a lot of things are just being upped in price and not of the value. And that is where the perception of what he stated about Stella Nova, guests will find the price point is great and it's great value. That is the perception that Universal wants to paint with this resort. Being that it is across the street from Epic, that means they can upcharge it way up. And keep in mind, it's not like this is an upscale hotel. This is not a Sapphire Falls level hotel where at least I can say the price point kind of matches and I kind of see the value in that. This is no difference than if you looked at Dockside, Surfside, Aventura. These hotels are generally the same to me. Sure, they're designed a little different. One's wider, one's taller, but in hindsight, I think they are the same resort. There is no difference. You're not getting express, you're not getting boat travel. Other than it being across the street from Epic, that is the only thing that kind of makes this just a little bit here of a notch. But so it's crazy to find that when I look to try to just book this for 5 nights in the middle or late February, and I'm seeing prices, non-Florida resident and non-AP prices, I'm seeing this hotel to be $300 and something. How the is that a value? Way more expensive, and that brings me to that elephant in the room. While I am super excited and I'm super stoked, and obviously I would be lying if I said I wasn't really hyped about this park, especially all the details that I keep hearing. I'm very nervous about what this is going to do to Universal going forward. It's going to change the landscape. It's going to make everything more expensive. They're going to have a justification to obviously raise prices for our passes, raise prices for the other parks. It's a great room, a bland resort that's across the street from Epic, which means the price point's probably going to be ridiculous. If it was 100 and something all the time, I would say maybe it's stellar, for that price point. But I'm thinking I'm going to stay at this resort one more time for the opening of Epic. And probably beyond that, I won't ever be back again because the price point is just too astronomical. That is where I'm going to leave you guys. That is my thoughts. That is my concerns. I am very curious to see what you all think in the comment section. Please be nice. Let's have a nice conversation back and forth about this. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for subscribing, and hope you have a great day. Thank you. Peace out.